Yo, what is up YouTube? This is Sharpeye here and I'm bringing you guys another gameplay commentary, and today we are going to be talking about the presidential election. And we are playing CSGO right now, but this video is not about the gameplay, it is more about the presidential election. Now, before I even get started, I want to see who you guys voted for in the comments down below. And I don't really have a bias towards Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. I really didn't want to see either one of them win. I didn't want to see any of the third-party candidates win. Honestly, I didn't want to even participate in this presidential election, so I did not vote personally. But I'm going to tell you my opinions on, the results and show you the good, bad side of each candidate, just so you can understand, where I'm coming from on my opinions on why I didn't want to vote for either one of them. I think the scariest part of this election was I was watching the news last night, and it said about 50% of the people on both sides were gonna be either scared or concerned if either candidate was elected president. Now, that's pretty crazy. I think that's like the scariest presidential election you can have if both sides, both candidates that are most likely going to be elected, people are scared or concerned about. So, now let me get into why I wasn't going to vote for either one of them, and I was looking into the third parties thinking maybe I was going to vote for a third party member. So I was I was looking at both sides, and at first, I was leaning a lot towards Donald Trump. I thought Donald Trump was going to be the best candidate. Actually, before the primaries, my vote was for Ron Paul or Rand Paul. I don't know how you want to say it, but I feel like he was one of the better Republican candidates. He addressed that, both the Republicans and Democrats are both spending the Republicans are spending on defense, Democrats are spending on domestic Social Security flaws. So if I was going to vote for anyone, it was going to be him. But he didn't win the primary, and he also he dropped down and ran for governor, and I'm pretty sure he won governor for the state that he was running for. But the reason I didn't want to vote for Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, or even Bernie Sanders. Now, a lot of people who were going to vote for Bernie Sanders, just switched over immediately to Hillary Clinton. But the reason why is completely, I don't understand why you would want to vote for Bernie Sanders, who is actually very similar to Donald Trump in his stance that he wanted to, remove lobbying from politics, which lobbying is candidates getting paid for. And Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, is the Wall Street candidate. Everyone on Wall Street, all of the big corporations bought her out. She is bought and paid for, and it's pretty obvious if you do a little bit of research. And I didn't really like Bernie Sanders because, Bernie Sanders' idea of, taking out the corruption in government was to give more power to the government, which is socialism. And Hitler, used this socialistic idealism as his way to come into power and create a dictatorship out of socialism, which is why I didn't want to vote for Bernie Sanders in the first place, and which is why I think, he wasn't a very viable candidate in my opinion. And I actually did write a song about about this election, and I really didn't want to show it, but I might show it at the end of this video. So if you guys do see it at the end of this video, you guys are in for a treat. But Or maybe it just will make your ears bleed because I'm not the best musician. I'm not even really. I just wrote the lyrics. It's not even my music. But now let's go over to the primaries. After the primaries, it was Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Now I'm gonna address Hillary Clinton first, since I was more leaning towards Donald Trump. If I were to vote, I would have probably voted for Donald Trump. But let me tell you the flaws that I didn't like with Hillary Clinton. So one, she has completely changed her stance from the last presidential election. She was she was against gay marriage, and I don't really like how you can just change your opinions and stances just because your political party does. I feel like she is actually a Republican, but she's just tied into the Democratic plantation or the Democratic Party, and I really don't think that she is a very reliable and honest candidate. I feel like she's bought and paid for by all of the Wall Street corporations. I feel like she doesn't actually hold America's best interests in too close to her heart. And let's go about the whole scandals and the whole lying that she did. The whole email server thing, I think, was a bit played up. It was a bit puffed up. I don't feel like the whole internet server thing was a real big issue, even though, she doesn't really understand that classified information should go on government servers. At that level, I think is pretty irresponsible. And I don't think it was criminal activity, per se. Some people might say it is a criminal activity. I personally don't think it was criminal activity. All of the decisions she has made while she is in politics, she says she has experience, but her experience wasn't quite, it wasn't quite good experience. It's like if you were, a manager at a fast food restaurant, for example, and you have 20 years of experience, but all of your experience, you got drunk on the clock, no one really listened to you, your store was always, mistreated, you mistreated your workers, you also, and you got fired for being tardy every single time you were working. So I think her experience, her playing the experience card was kind of irrelevant because her experience wasn't very viable. It wasn't a good experience. It wasn't good work experience. It didn't prove that she was, qualified to work under the pressures of being president. If you look at the Benghazi and her lying about Libya and all this other stuff that she lied about. She lied about a lot of stuff, and as a transition, I'm going to talk about how both of them have these, nonprofit organizations or, foundations that are both completely corrupt. Both of them. And they both receive money and spend it on their own personal things. Now let's transition to Donald Trump, where he personally received money through his foundation and bought a painting of himself. And it wasn't donated to charity. It wasn't donated to orphans. It was put up in his own fucking hotel. And I don't really agree with a lot of the things that Donald Trump has to say. Now, I do agree with, I feel like a lot of the stuff that he has said is taken out of context. And I feel like that he is, brutally truthful and brutally honest. But I don't feel like, he is the worst presidential candidate. But, he has said that, some Mexicans are rapists and killers and murderers. But he never said that all Mexicans are rapists, killers, and murderers. Actually, that is propaganda from the mainstream media, trying to propagate and, propose that he is racist, that he hates Mexicans. No. It's not that he hates Mexicans. He just was giving a speech at the Border Patrol in Arizona where that is a big thing. An issue is border security in that area, because there's a lot of drug cartels that come from Mexico and ship drugs over here, and if people don't pay for their drugs, they gotta kill them. And raping might just happen. I know that's a horrible thing to say, raping might just happen. Well, rape in general is a bad thing, I do agree, but I don't understand why the cartels would rape per se. But I mean, there's not the best quality in people in cartels. It's not the most morally correct people. But now let's go over to more serious topics, like is he a corrupt person since he tax evaded and filed bankruptcy several times? Just because he knows how to manipulate the system, I don't really feel like that's the bad thing. I feel like the rich people should be paying their taxes, but since he's already rich, is he going to actually stand up for the little guy and pay his taxes? So I feel like if he's manipulating the system, why would he in turn want to lose money and not manipulate the system like he has in the past? So like if you're thinking about it like this, I'm student body president of my school, and let's say this is a completely hypothetical, and let's say that I enjoyed taking extra long restroom breaks to go do other things instead of go to the restroom. And the teachers wanted to, enforce a rule where you only have a certain amount of time, let's say 5-10 minutes, to go to the bathroom. I would not vote for that particular rule. So it's same as a president. Let's say the American people, they don't agree with this tax evasion plan, they don't agree with tax evasion. But me as the president, I technically, use it myself. I don't think that he would, technically want to actually, go through with those things. So he says that he stands up for America, but, I just want to see, since Donald Trump is now president, if he is actually going to do what he says that he is going to do in office. So kind of a longer video today, kind of more serious. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please leave a like. If you guys did not, please leave a comment down below letting me know what you did not like about it, and enjoy this song that I wrote. And this is Sharp Eye. Peace.
We got a fucking presidential candidate trying to represent the residential populate. Oh wait, it's a socialistic dominate. We all own everything, but it's controlled by one thing. Doesn't that mean that he is a fucking king? This our economy needs a fucking lobotomy. I agree, but there ain't no motherfucking stopping him from making the market fucking drop for him, so he can stay in power for longer than his hour. Sounds a lot like how Hitler came to power. What's next, FEMA fucking camps? Will you fight or will you cower? Or will you be the one to show your willpower? And they show you some fucking firepower while he showers in the dough and you cower in the cold. Do we really need another Obama? Another fucking lawyer fighting for Allah? Don't really believe in it, but still cause drama. When the call comes in, you're in your pajamas. Don't answer it, just let them fucking bomb us. Who cares if they're trying to fucking harm us? Secret extortions, getting endorsements from other governments. This is our governance on secret fucking servers with secret motherfucking observers. Give weapons to our adversaries, then call them fucking mercenaries. Fuck it, I'm not the one who carries the burden of their lives, the root of all lives. Point the fucking finger. Husband has a profile on motherfucking Tinder.
If I had to choose to fight or to love, would it all be so simple? Would my wife be enough? When the plans you have failed and it all starts to fall, all they see is how you wearing the scars from it all.
We got a maniac trying to be an emperor. Great Wall of China, no plan for the temperature. What is this, 400 BC? What if they really want to be free? They can just get in from the fucking sea. Now we talking family killing spree. Not the purge, but kill pillaged villages. Kill women and all the children. Matter of fact, close down the internet so we can brainwash the motherfucking mindset. Propaganda everywhere, they're mindless. Don't let them know why we fight this. Let them live in ignorance and blissness. We're gonna be strong because we're weak. We are already preying on the weak. Coming to their home, kill them before they speak. I think we've hit the motherfucking peak of corruptness. All I say is fuck this election, this is a scam. I could give a motherfucking damn. Don't have a voice, there is no choice. This is a false fucking dilemma. Did you get the memo? It's all fake. You've been grinding every day when they got a house up on the lake.
If I had to choose